Happy Memorial Day weekend. Zach, the Stock Cropper, Saturday night, May 23rd, coming to you live south of Easton, Minnesota at the ranch of one of my partners in this project, the Sheldon Stevemer. And we've been working today on affixing the barn frame. And so I was gonna shoot some video tonight before I headed home to show what we've got and give you a better idea of how this thing's coming together.
Stop.
So this is Sheldon. He's really shy. He's a Virgo, and which means he hides behind pickups when it's time for the camera to come on. So this is what we've got. This is our main frame of the barn. All right, and it looks really simple at this point, but we're gonna have a lot of things going on inside, and we've got plenty of steel. Sheldon is an ag engineer by trade, and he likes to build things heavy and nasty, and I think we've got, I think he said almost 1,000 pounds of steel just in this main frame alone. So for those of you that were worried about a dog leaning on this and pushing it over, the wind blowing it away, we should be relatively okay. But what you're looking at is the headquarters for where the, so this is, if you can picture, looking head on here, this is going to be the enclosed livestock center. And on one side, we're going to have the enclosed station and feeding water station for the sheep and goats. And on the other side, we will have the pigs. And if you can picture that 36-inch spacing, that is a door frame to go out one side of the building. And over there is the other. And then on both to the right and the left sides of here is where our outdoor pasture areas are going to be, which I think right now are planned to be 12-foot extensions of the center pen, jutted out either right or left here. So we've been having some fun brainstorming today, trying to figure this out. There are a ton of engineering challenges when you're trying to drag something of this size and monstrosity across a field and make sure that you don't end up in a hole stuck. And so we've been thinking of ways to not do that and make it so that it's mobile, and trying to figure out our roof design, which I think we've come up with kind of a fun alternative roof structure that we're gonna incorporate in. But yeah, that's kind of a sneak peek. That's probably enough. This thing is gonna look quite a bit different by the time it's all done, but maybe this allows your imaginations to rumble a little bit on how this thing is going to come together. So right now we got a box with a bunch of tube, bunch of heavy tube. We don't want it to blow away, and we want our animals to stay in Winnebago County. So I think that's it for now. Sheldon's, oh, you've agreed to appear, and you have, what is that?
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Is that a coffee?
Don't put this online.
I shouldn't put this online? All right, I promise I won't.
You can cut that part.
I'll cut that part out, you bet.
You okay?
Do I want one? Yeah, I'll take one.
You ever had them?
Oh, I've had them. So, signing off from Easton, Minnesota, looking to the sunset through these trees. And we'll have more video here. I'm gonna cut away from today. This is Saturday night. I'm gonna have some more video tomorrow of the stock cropper plot as well. For those of you not following things on Twitter or Instagram, wanted to show some video. We got our chickens here this week for the project. So we got about 100 of them in this little hut with a infrared heat lamp, and we've lost a couple already, but that usually happens every time you get a set of chicks. And but the rest of them appear to be doing pretty well. So the plan is for these guys to start off in here for probably the next few days, and then once they get a little bit bigger and get through the small chick stage, we're going to move them into a little bit bigger pen in the barn here at my house. And then in a few weeks, this crew will be launching into the chicken tractors that we showed you last week. So again, these are going to be, for those of you familiar with normal conventional farming practices, these chickens are going to serve the purpose essentially as our harrow teeth or rolling basket behind the other livestock in front. So more to come on this, and you can hear my hens squawking in the background. They want to go outside. Have to let them out now. For those that have never seen what chickens do when they get outside, we just had a rain shower, and for some reason my girls locked them up here when they came out to do chores. But I'm going to show what happens when you open the door and it's a fresh rain event. It is an all-out race to find the worms. They just go nuts. They argue and fight. Good stuff. This is crazy, magical orb in the sky. Jeez, it's kind of weird. So here we are, May 24th, Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and out taking a look at the growth that we've had from a week of relatively cool and cloudy weather, but these, especially the cool season species in our pasture mix, are still taking off. And I'd estimate now, if we duck down here and look, that we've got, you know, roughly 6 to 8 inches of growth, and things continue to really come up. Some of our species like field peas are really starting to express themselves, and we've got the rape, other broadleaf coming in between. So lots of good niblets for the sheep and the pig and the chickens that are going to be out here in the coming weeks. So one of the things that I wanted to hit on today is just, you know, I watch a lot of the Jason Mock videos, and he talks all about, you know, harvesting solar energy and, you know, for the duration of the season. And that's one of the things, you know, you look at the comparison. If we just had this all one monocrop and you had just corn over here, you look at all the area that is black and we're not harvesting anything up, and you come right over here, and this was only planted a week earlier, and we've got a lot more vegetation that is harvesting sunlight and putting energy into the ground. And I just think when you start thinking about things that Jason talks about, and you see it in your own action, in your own field, and you start to think about how much more carbon that we're harnessing earlier in the season, and what that's going to feed into the livestock, it really gets your wheels turning. And so anyway, enough on that. The corn stand continues to look good. You know, for strip till corn on corn with a finger meter, we've got a relatively good stand here, pretty even. And our early planting date really helped, I think, get us off to a good start. Corn's a little bit anemic looking, kind of like all the rest of the corn in the area right now, but we're hoping to give it a shot in the arm with maybe a little bit of nitrogen with our modified wide drop rig, lay it right at the feet of the plant. We also have some weeds. We have not put any herbicide on here yet. We just have not had a lot of days without wind to do that, but we're going to have to find a calm evening to try to get some of the pigweed and lamb's quarter that we have coming here, some of the grass. So we'll use our mini truck, our little 15-foot sprayer, and probably put some low drift chips and try to keep it off the pasture. But I think we're still a go for putting animals out here in about probably 2 or 2.5 weeks. After the progress we made last night on the shed, I think that's probably going to be a reality if we have a good couple 10 days here making preparations. So trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I'll give you the 360 spin of the plot. Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to say today was to give everybody a reminder to remember the reason that we have this holiday this weekend and the reason we get a day off tomorrow for Memorial Day, and that's for the ultimate sacrifice of so many great, brave men and women laid out for the freedom and the benefits that the rest of us enjoy every day. And I know I'm eternally grateful to live here in America and have the freedom to do wild-ass things like grow strips of corn and pasture alongside a 4-ring animal circus. And there's not a lot, you can't do that everywhere in the world. You can do that here in America, and I'm grateful to live in this country, and grateful to all the people that made sacrifices to preserve those freedoms. So that's it. Have a good weekend. Hope you enjoy Memorial Day with your families, and we'll see you next week.